Do you have a story to share with the world? Of course you do. We all have stories to share. An Anchor podcast allows you to share your interests in a way that connects to others all across the globe. If you have been considering starting your own podcast and don't know where to begin, Anchor makes it easy to record, edit, and publish with the click of a button. You can even add music. Whether it's crime dramas, self improvement, paranormal adventures, or tips about parenting, you too can share your unique imprint on the world. Download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started today. You've got this. I believe in you. Welcome to the Existential Empath Podcast. My name is Tanya, and I am an intuitive empath. My intention is to share valuable tools and techniques that I have learned so you can tap into your own inner healer naturally and intuitively. Welcome back, everyone. I am really excited today. We have a guest speaker that many of you have requested information about the topic that we're going to discuss today. So, as in synchronicity, Jeff Randle from the Lucid Mage was brought to me, and I reached out to Jeff and asked him if he would be willing to come on the show and share some information today, specifically about the topic of lucid dreaming and astral projection. So, Jeff, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. This is going to be fantastic. I have no doubt about that. I'm happy to talk about and discuss altered states of consciousness like lucid dreaming and astral projection with you. I have been practicing for over 16 years now actively, but I have been slipping into these altered states of consciousness ever since I was a child. I remember being 7 or 8 years old, laying in bed with the sensations of sleep paralysis and seeing through my closed eyes and a whole wide, unique variation of sensations, feeling like you're falling, feeling really heavy, slipping in and out of altered states, seeing colors, swirls, pictures, and patterns under my closed eyes, seeing quite scary things as well. And that is actually what got me into the practice of lucid dreaming, was learning how to control and get a handle on the nightmarish situations that were happening. I would lay there and see horrific things under my closed eyes. Really, as a little kid, I remember seeing what I can only describe as bulldog head man standing and seeing shadows and the old hag. This is a common one for sleep paralysis. And I needed to get a handle of this because it was quite terrifying. And I realized I was slipping into dreams. And I began on Google and I was just typing in dream control at the time. No idea what lucid dreaming was, but through looking up dream control, I found lucid dreaming. And I have been actively practicing for over 16 years now, and it is what I love and what I am passionate about. And I am super excited to be able to talk with you about it right here, right now.
That's amazing. And you brought up some good topics that I had here on my list that I wanted to discuss, specifically sleep paralysis and what that means. But I think where we need to start first is a lot of my listeners struggle with just sleeping in general. So let's start off with, discussing why it is difficult for us to, when we actually lay down to sleep, let alone lucid dream and astral travel, what is causing us to have a difficult time getting to that point where we can really settle down to sleep?
While there is likely a wide variety of different reasons for this, from my point of view and perceptions, the number one reason has to be artificial LED blue light that comes from our cell phone screens. So many people are essentially addicted to this technology and they lay in bed. And even if you're reading about lucid dreaming directly before bed, you're barraging yourself with this artificial blue light that essentially burns away your natural melatonin levels, and it throws off your circadian rhythm, making it very difficult to fall asleep. So just by taking an hour or so before bed to get away from this artificial light can make a tremendous impact on your sleep quality. You also can implement self-massage techniques. Something like 90% of all of the body's stress and tension resides in the jaw muscle. It might seem like an odd muscle to massage, but if you take just 5 to 10 minutes before bed to really work your jaw muscle and work on that tension, stretch your jaw and relax it. This can make a tremendous impact on your overall quality of sleep and increase your chance at falling asleep faster. It will begin to feel like it's just loose, like almost like a Gumby feeling after a certain time. Do you know that hurt so good feeling where you're like, oh, that
Uh-huh.
hurts, but it feels so good? Really get in there and get it to hurt so good. Just 5 minutes of relaxing your jaw muscle due to reflexology can also relax the rest of your body and help you to fall asleep. Another tip while it comes to my mind for falling asleep faster is keeping your eyes still. So many times, especially when people are trying to slip into sleep paralysis, which is essentially a doorway to these altered states of consciousness, they're trying to remain still. But due to micro eye movements, they're still moving without even realizing that they're moving. If you can keep your eyes perfectly still, dead center, and locked into the darkness, keep that muscle still, and this can also help you fall asleep faster.
Interesting. Those are really cool tips. I know for me, deep breathing exercises while you're incorporating that. So maybe doing the jaw massage and then what I call box breathing. It's where you breathe in through the nose for a count of 3 or 4, and then you'll hold it for a count of 3 or 4 seconds. And then you breathe out for 3 or 4, hold it for 3 or 4. And you do that for, maybe 3 or 4 minutes. And that really can help you relax the body as well. And I don't know if the listeners can hear, but I am playing what are called solfeggio frequencies in the background. And I love listening to these at nighttime. So solfeggio frequencies are a set of 9 different tones that will react with certain aspects of the body. So our body is made of roughly 80% water. And when we use these tones, it will work with the natural flow and energies of the body. Not only that, it'll work with the natural brainwave states as well. So one specifically I listen to at night is 963 hertz. And we all know Nikola Tesla, the 369 concept. So it's nice to incorporate the 963 hertz into that. And the one I listen to specifically is for astral traveling. And I tell you, the moment I put my head on the pillow, I am gone. So researching solfeggio frequencies could be really beneficial for our listeners as well. Also essential oils. I always like to talk about those. And I know we're going to talk with Jeff about some of the herbal remedies that he uses to get him into these states of consciousness. But I know for me specifically, lavender, a combination of lavender and CBD oil in my oil diffuser next to my bed also is fantastic at just relaxing me and breathing those oils in. So those are some brief tips that you can get you at least to relax to even consider lucid dreaming. So let's move into lucid dreaming, Jeff. What is lucid dreaming?
Well, simply put, lucid dreaming is when you are aware of the fact that you are dreaming while you are dreaming. Not simply put, conscious awareness, so aware that you are aware within a space in the mind where you are usually unaware. And after becoming aware, realizing the fact that you are in this altered state of consciousness, then degrees of control can be implemented.
That's awesome. So you've got lucid dreaming and then you've got astral projection or astral traveling. So what is astral projection?
I get this question so often.
This is common.
Really, it depends on the practitioner's own personal belief system from my point of view and perceptions, and whether you believe on if this experience is internal or external. People that practice astral projection believe that their soul is leaving their body and their consciousness is leaving their body. People that practice lucid dreaming believe that it is an internal experience.
And I can resonate with that because I think for me, I've done both and I feel I do the astral projection most. But what I notice is the first thing in the morning when I open my eyes, my body is it's buzzing. It's almost like the way I explain it is like a rocket launch, right before it goes off, the whole ground shakes. That's how I feel when I wake up in the morning. And I guess I'm just assuming it's my soul coming back into the body and shaking, but it could be another phenomena that's happening. But maybe you have some insight on that.
Another difference, actually, well, let me mention this while it's on my mind, the difference between lucid dreaming and astral projection is the method used to induce this altered state of consciousness, whether it is a direct approach or an indirect approach. With indirect, the practitioner is becoming aware within the dream after it has already started, usually through dream signs or reality checks, some kind of oddity within the dream that makes you question and realize that you are dreaming, and then you become lucid. But with direct, the practitioner is going directly into the altered state. There is no pre-sleep. They are achieving mind awake, body asleep. They are shutting the body down while they are keeping the mind awake and directly transitioning into this altered state.
So when you're lucid dreaming, is your body getting the rest that it needs? Are you in a theta brainwave state? What brainwave state do you know that are you in when you're lucid dreaming?
You are in theta, absolutely. And your body is getting rest from my point of view and my experience. However, I have talked to so many different people and I have encountered people that have mentioned that they don't feel rested. For me, I feel rested, but it is likely that each practitioner is uniquely different. Most people, absolutely, they feel rested, but for whatever reason, this question and response has come up multiple times where people have told me that they actually want to stop or that they can't stop and they feel very drained in the morning. So this can occur, but for the wide majority of people, it seems to be that yes, you feel perfectly rested and normal.
Yeah, and I think for me, it depends on the night. There's times when I've woken up and I feel really exhausted, like I was very, very busy in the astral realm. And then there's times when I feel wonderful, and completely rested. So it might just depend on maybe the intention that you set before you go to bed. Intention is a lot. I think that plays a role in that as well.
Intention is absolutely a major key. It all starts with intention. Some other keys would have to be confidence and believing in yourself and in what you are trying to do, as well as expect your success. You really want to anticipate that you will be successful with this. Try to create a strong knowing that you will be successful. You want to will it to happen, quite literally manifestation through thought and belief in yourself. Will it?
Absolutely. And I'm a firm believer of all of that. And I think I utilize crystals as well. I'm not sure if you do in your practice, but there are certain ones that are specific for lucid dreaming and astral travel, like labradorite, angelite. There's certain ones that will help you get into those states. And so I think for me, when I'm setting my intentions, I'm programming my crystals under my pillow at night. And then that's assisting me as well to basically follow through with whatever intention that I'm setting, on those crystals.
You just made me smile because I'm glad that I'm not the crazy one or the only one that is sleeping with objects underneath.
No, I love them.
Setting, absolutely.
You should see my night. It looks like a shrine on the side of my nightstand.
If it's just generating a placebo effect, placebo is magic and placebo is king. Really, I like to stack as many different placebo effects on top of each other as I possibly can. So tucking a totem under my pillow might just be one placebo effect. But before bed, maybe I did a subliminal drawing exercise.
Oh, yes.
Here.
I love that. I love that. And all that is setting an intention. You're setting the energy out there.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. It sure is. Something else that I like to do when I'm trying to mix it up and switch things up is sleep in the opposite direction. that I usually sleep in, but with
Interesting.
the intention to improve my chances at lucid dreaming, just stacking placebo effects.
Is
Because most of the time, people sleep in the same direction, pretty much every single time. Head facing one way, feet facing the other way.
Yep.
If you switch it up, it feels quite different. It feels unique. And I feel like our subconscious mind is really paying attention. It feels odd to fall asleep like this. And if you know that the reason to why you're doing this is to have lucid dreams, then you are likely to, or at least have an improved chance of.
It's funny that you say that because last night I always sleep in the same position. And last night I woke up sideways across like vertical on my bed. And I'm like, whoa, what was I doing last night? It just was really funny because I've never done that before. So synchronistically, you mentioning that maybe in my dream state, I had shifted or moved because that was very odd for me to be out of the covers and completely vertical on my bed.
It is
Or
odd. You must
horizontal,
have
not
been
vertical,
dreaming or
horizontal.
having a dream that you don't remember. Maybe you were tossing and turning. That's funny.
That was super funny, but I had I had a lot of dreams last night. I was really vivid. Now, I have a lot of friends who practice lucid dreaming and astral traveling, and they can't remember their dreams. Do you have any tips or tools to assist people with remembering in the morning once they wake up from the lucid state?
Well, I believe that I do. Statistically, 1 in 4 people are potheads, give or
Uh-huh.
take.
And I
Or
was going to
so.
talk about that too.
Reducing your marijuana intake and the intake of THC in general can absolutely drastically improve your dream recall and your chances at remembering dreams. Now, I'm a smoker. I like my marijuana, and that's completely okay. But I do notice that if I cut back or if I go a couple of days, my dream recall will skyrocket. It absolutely does. Something else that you can do, though, would have to be to start dream journaling and bullet pointing. Start a dream journal. This ties into intention setting. And in time, if you keep this practice up for long enough, your dream journal will likely become one of your most important and prized possessions that you own. It will become like a grimoire of sorts. It will be magical in time. I do not doubt that if you keep the practice up. A tip for dream journaling is to bullet point. Absolutely. So many people try to write down full detailed descriptions of
Mhm.
your dreams. This is going to lead to burnout and aggravation and drive you a little bit crazy, especially in the middle of the night. You really don't want to wake up and, oh my God, it's so bright. I need to write down a very detailed dream. If you can start bullet pointing your dreams, that can absolutely help with dream recall.
Sometimes
Also,
what I do, I've got my phone next to my bed on airplane mode because I want to turn off the EMFs, but I can do the voice on there and I'll very briefly voice what happened in my dream. So that way I don't have to physically wake up and write it. Mhm.
another thing that can help related to the dream journal is to, of course, sleep with it under your pillow or under your bed. This can help to create a placebo effect. I
Yes.
love it.
And
I really do.
I agree. I think that placebo effect is so powerful. And I myself, I'm not a big smoker. Not saying I haven't done it in the past, but it's not something that I do regularly. And I avidly remember my dreams. I mean, very vividly to the point where I wake up and I have the emotion attached to the dream. Like there's been some dreams where I've literally astral traveled to other planets and connected with other beings. And I have woke up in the morning sobbing from feeling the distance from that being. And I'm a big believer in crystals as well. So I know, like I said, labradorite, there's certain ones that will help you with dream recall, but I don't have any problems remembering my dreams. And when I wake up in the morning and I don't have a dream or I can't remember anything, I'm like, what happened last night? That's a little off, for me. So I'm very good at remembering them. Now I probably need to pick up on the journaling because I haven't really been doing that as much.
When it comes to journaling, half of my journaling really is just drawing exercises. I call them subliminal drawing exercises, just little drawings to send messages to the subconscious mind of my intentions. Sure, I do write down dreams and I bullet point, but if you were to flip through my dream journal, it is more just like symbolic drawing,
Mhm.
symbolic drawing, symbolic drawing.
Which is neat because that's like a sigil in itself. You're creating an intention around that.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
let's transition. You talked about marijuana, and I know a lot of my friends are like, when I was in high school, I smoked a lot of marijuana, and I would astral travel and lucid dream. And I know that you have a lot of different herbal remedies that will assist you in getting into this dream state. Can you share some of your thoughts and ideas around that for our listeners?
Absolutely, I can. There are a wide variety of different plant medicines that we can use to help improve our chances at having dreams and improve dream vividness. But I really want to stress this one thing right here. A lot of the time, these products are marketed as for lucid dreaming, but
Mhm.
really they're just a dream enhancer in general. The practice takes a lot of time, practice, patience, discipline, willpower. It is like a martial art. You can take an herb and it can elevate your chances, but they're not specifically for the lucid dreaming practice. But the herbs on my mind, they are mugwort,
Yes,
wild mugwort.
love
It is
it.
absolutely my number one. Why is it my number one? Because of how wide it is. It's so easy to get. It's very cost efficient. It is effective. It smells like sage.
It's
You can
amazing.
burn it. You can use it in a variety of different ways. You can make oils from it, tinctures and extractions. You can make tea out of it. You can smoke it. You can make tinctures and magic potions out of it, and
Tea,
on and on and
tea.
on
That's how
and
I
on.
started it was
You
with
really
tea.
can. See? Yep, absolutely.
And I had
And
stumbled upon mugwort because I was taking it for other reasons, not really realizing it was going to assist me in the lucid dreaming, department. So that I kind of stumbled on it through other medicinal ways.
now, while mugwort is my most commonly used one because it's accessible to me and I can get it in bulk, and I'm a big fan of it. I love the way it smells and it tastes. Another really fantastic one, which is probably even better than the mugwort as far as results go, even though mugwort's my favorite and I love
Uh-huh.
it. The Egyptian blue water lotus,
Oh yeah.
lotus flower. The Egyptians had been using this to enhance their dreams thousands of years before Zuckerberg was selling it on Amazon. It is a real thumbs up. I recommend it. I do. It's very relaxing. It's very fragrant, very flowery smell. It tastes quite delicious opposed to some of the other herbs that are out there. Mugwort's not bad, but there are other herbs that
Yeah. Mhm.
like the one that I can barely pronounce. Kalia kakale, you've probably seen this before. It's commonly known as the Mexican dream herb. This one can have profound effects, but it is the worst taste on the face of the planet. It has to be. It's a rough one for sure. There is also, by common name, the African dream bean that I have recently tried from thedreamjoint.com. It was nice. You break open these beans. It's a huge bean. It is literally like this big. It looks like a giant seed, and you brew a tea out of it. And when I took that, I must have had a half a dozen dreams in one night. They were very
Oh.
vivid. It was very profound dreams. They were sad dreams, but that doesn't mean that they were not valuable and that they were not still profound. I often have lots of dreams of seeing loved ones that have passed away, and that is like a gift and a curse of the practice. A curse because sure it's sad, but it is also a gift, and almost it's amazing it is to be able to interact with the deceased through these altered states, whether they are just manifestations of our subconscious mind, which is very likely, or they are actually there, which is unlikely but not impossible.
Mhm.
These experiences can be used for healing and getting over grief. And if you can spend time with someone that you miss through these altered states, that's definitely a thumbs up, whether it is actually them or not.
Absolutely. And I know when I worked in a hospital setting for nearly 15 years in a lot of grief and loss. So I witnessed a lot of the people leaving their body from a conscious state into the spirit realm. And I could see it and I could feel it, being clairsentient and clairvoyant. So I'm a firm believer that they're with us all the time. It's just our frequency that we're at. When we're in our awakened state, sometimes we're in a lower vibrational frequency. And when we get into those lucid dreaming, meditative, astral projection states, we're in a much higher consciousness and a higher frequency. So we naturally can see through the veil, so to speak. Mm-hmm.
Hearing you say that right now, because it resonates with me so much, and I believe very strongly in what you just said. Made the
Yep, you're getting the clear set. I call them the cosmic orgasm, the goosebumps.
Absolutely, I believe that very strongly. I do.
Yeah, and when you get those goosebumps, it's like, for me, it's always resonates true. When I feel that, it's like, oh, I deeply resonate with that in my subconscious.
Absolutely, it's like, just because the physical body is no longer here, it does not mean that the frequency in which our consciousness operates at is not still out there having an experience. And really, we can't possibly comprehend what that experience is right now, but I'm sure it is something magical and amazing.
It is. And I am probably going to do a podcast about parallel realities as well. And I do feel when we're in that dream state, we are bouncing into, I'm actually doing one on Thursday to talk about quantum leaps and timeline shifts. So I'm excited about that, because I do feel like when we're in our dream state, we are shifting timelines. We are moving in and out of different frequencies, which is causing us to have these different altered states of reality. Mm-hmm. Yeah. When most of us, I think, are having most of the world's having a difficult time sleeping in general, while there's many of us who, I don't know about you, but I always say I was born on earth to sleep. Like, I just love, I don't know, there's something I just love about sleeping. It just brings me so much joy.
Absolutely, yes. I'm guilty of sleeping the days away now, though. I need to be as productive as I possibly can to get things done. I wish there was more time to sleep, and I'm always saying, I wish I could make time.
I know. And then I wake up in the morning, I'm like, darn it, I'm back here in the 3D reality. Like, I want to be off in my altered states. It's so fun out there.
Something actually just jumped onto my mind here, related to an overall better quality of sleep. And I just want to share that. Now, I am by no means a sponsor of this right here. What is in my cup is mud, and it is adaptogenic mushrooms, and it is a coffee replacement. I am coffee free now, and I love it. Caffeine can absolutely keep you jittery and wired at night. If you're drinking a lot of caffeine throughout the day, if you just have just one Monster energy drink, that is absolutely having a negative influence on your sleep at night. I love what is in this brand, Mud. It is full of powerful adaptogenic mushrooms, like the red reishi mushroom, which in traditional Chinese medicine is known as the mushroom of immortality. It has lion's mane mushroom in it, cordyceps. It has pink Himalayan sea salt, chaga. Absolutely, it is fully loaded with these medicinal mushrooms that promote a healthy sleep cycle and rest. It is very calming. It helps you to stay sharp, focused, and alert without being jittery. Absolutely, if you can cut back on coffee. I'm sure you already know that it's not the greatest for your sleep, but as far as an alternative goes, no affiliateship, no sponsor, nothing. Mud. It's awesome. I say it's awesome because I love it, and it's so good for you. It supercharges your immune system to fight, which right now is just the biggest thumbs up. Really, it's an all-around fantastic product.
I love that you brought that up. I started getting the goosebumps when you brought that up, because I too have weaned myself off of coffee many, many years ago. And I drink medicinal mushrooms in the morning as well. This morning I had a turkey tail and ashwagandha, concoction for mine. So I recently got on the brand called Ticino, and they use chicory root and other types of herbs, but they also have a line of medicinal mushroom type. You can steep it like a tea, or you can do a pour over or a French press like a coffee. So for people who are transitioning from that, what I've learned, I've asked a lot of people, what draws you to coffee? The aroma and the feeling of the comfort of that warm cup to drink. It's not necessarily the flavor all the time. It's not always the flavor. It's more of the comfort of what the coffee brings. And so if you can transition to mud or different Ticino's, a very easy one, because it's very clean and it's all herb based, which I think is awesome. And it gives you that sense of, it looks like coffee, you make it like coffee, it smells like coffee. So it has that, but it doesn't have all the side effects that coffee has. And I like the Om brand too of the medicinal mushrooms. I add that into mine.
I have it. It's over there.
Yep.
In the kitchen.
So, and I want to do a podcast specifically on magic mushrooms and medicinal mushrooms, because I know I've been using the medicinal mushrooms for many years, but magic mushrooms was new to me, a few years ago. So I would love to go into detail on that on another podcast, because I know that's a huge topic that people want to learn more about too.
Absolutely. And I would be very excited to talk about that topic with you. I have pretty extensive knowledge of psilocybin active mushrooms. I know how to hunt them, forage them, and of course I have consumed them on multiple occasions. And I am a big fan of microdosing psychedelics for mental health. So I have no doubt that it will be a great topic.
Yes, I would love that. So pertaining to the topics of lucid dreaming and astral travel, is there anything else that this is my intention, Jeff, and my intention for this podcast was to just kind of give a brief overview of lucid dreaming and astral traveling. We will definitely dive into more topics, and we look forward to hearing back from the listeners and our viewers to share with us on what topics you want us to discuss. So is there anything from an introductory level that we've missed that you might want to share?
Something that comes to my mind right away would be visualization and daydreaming exercises throughout the day. This is so important. You really want to plan what you want to do and then play it up here while awake throughout the day. See yourself in the dream becoming lucid. See yourself remembering what you want to do and how you are going to go about it. Play that daydream with as much vividness as you can. You really want to paint the picture up here first, and then play that daydream over and over and over again throughout the day while believing in yourself, expecting your success, anticipating it, knowing that you will have this experience. Believe to the point of manifestation. As I get older, even though it may sound like new age spiritual mumbo jumbo, our thoughts, they really can influence our reality and our day. They can manifest absolutely 100%. I used to doubt this, but I don't doubt this anymore. I can just feel it to be a truth. You need to believe so strongly in yourself and in what you are trying to do to the point where you manifest that experience that you want to have within the dream.
Absolutely. And a thought that came to my mind, I was talking to someone who had gone through some Native American ceremonies, and he had shared with me that the natives, when they, like, say, for example, you're in your lucid dream or your astral projection and you wake up, something, maybe your cat jumps on the bed or you have to use the restroom or something wakes you up out of it. When you lay back down on the bed, you can continually repeat in your mind, I am the dream, I am the dream, I am the dream. And it will take you right back into the dream. And I have done this several times, and it has bounced me right back into that dream. And so that's a nice little tip from the Native Americans that they will use to get you back into that state.
It is. That sounds very similar to a technique called wake back to bed, where you essentially purposely wake yourself back up, wake up in the middle of the night to sharpen your intention and go back into a dream. When you wake up and stay awake for 5 to 10 minutes and then hop back into bed, it can be easier to transition into the dream state.
Oh, that's awesome. And I'm just buzzing because I know that this topic, where there's so much more we can dive into, but I want to kind of start to wrap things up. Now you're got a lot of different products, right? That you're putting together or selling. Can you share a little bit about how people can reach you for more information?
Absolutely. If you would like to check out some of my products, you could visit my Etsy page at the Lucid Mage. Right now, I have traditionally dried wild black sage mugwort. It has been slow dried to lock in the essential oils. I foraged it locally in the Hopatcong State Park. I take a lot of pride in what I do. I put a lot of love into it. It is a very high quality product of mugwort. I also did a 5x distillate of that in a steam distiller. I made a absolutely beautiful aroma. It's just, I almost don't even know where to begin with it. I love it. I do. I've been almost taking too much. I don't know if it's possible to take too much, but I need to maybe cut back on my mug. So good. I used a quarter pound of mugwort to make a very concentrated distillation of it that I have available on my Etsy page. Just 5 little droplets. Drop, 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 drop.
And I'm wondering if you can put it in my oil diffuser as well and diffuse it in the air potentially, I wonder.
If I took the alchemy one step further and I separated the essential oils, yes, absolutely. But it is not in that form. That may work, but it's not essentially an essential oil yet. It's the one step before an essential oil that's been concentrated 5 times. I used an ounce 5 different times of fresh flour and the same distillate over and over again.
That's
to
awesome.
Make it smell absolutely fantastic. That is also available. Also, I do a lot of acrylic pouring and painting. I have some paintings available on my Etsy.
I see those in the background. I was actually eyeing those when we first started.
This one I call the psychoactive wolf because
that's awesome.
Can you see the wolf?
Yes.
In here, the nose and the eyes and the ears and the definition here is very psychedelic. But yes, I've been diving into abstract painting to stretch my creativity. I love the fluid pour painting.
That's awesome. So, well, good. This was a great episode. I really set that intention that our viewers are going to, those that resonate with this are going to really share back with us what else they want to hear, from us. Cause I feel like between Jeff and I, we have a lot of experiences and a lot of information in a variety of areas around this topic. And I so look forward to us having more episodes in the future where we can really dive into some of these medicinal and existential, phenomena, ideas, and all of that around that. So I do really thank you so much, Jeff, for coming on today.
Thank you so much for having me. And if I may, let's wrap it up with just one more tip for the practice for having sweet lucid dreams. Start doing more weird things. What do I mean by that? More weird things. Start wishing upon the stars and the moon for having lucid dreams. Start writing letters to your subconscious mind, stating your intentions, and ask for help with having lucid dreams. Just start doing more weird. I know it might sound silly, but when you find yourself doing something like staring into a mirror to strengthen your intention to lucid dream, there is a presence that can quite literally wash over you. And it's an odd feeling. It's a weird feeling, but I believe that this is our subconscious mind paying attention to what we are doing and really absorbing our intention. So we can certainly talk about more weird techniques soon, like staring into black pools of water to lucid dream, and go over techniques like flying and teleportation and time travel.
Absolutely.
And other timelines and other dimensions and all of the complex and advanced stuff.
I love that. And I think what we here in the 3D matrix think is supernatural is actually very organic and natural to the human experience. And I know that our ancients and Egyptians knew this, because oftentimes I will tap into that in my astral dreams, and I will wake up having remembrance of what I used to be in those parallel realities or those past lives. And So I do. I think we need to make weird normal again.
Yes, I love the way you put it there. And you gave me that response again on my hair started to
See?
stand up a little bit. We have a good frequency going on, good energy back and forth. I love it. I have no doubt that the next time it's going to be another great episode.
I'm excited. And I love the concept of telekinesis, telepathy. I've really been practicing those. So I think that would be some really fun topics to start talking about soon.
I would like it if you could change my point of view and belief system on that. Right now, I'm on the fence. I'm like, I don't know. That seems kind of too far out there for me to believe. But then again, anything really is possible, and we are limitless only by our own imagination. So maybe I just need someone to show me that, whoa, wait a minute, maybe that is possible. Now I know that telekinesis and things like that are possible within the lucid dream state, no doubt. But while awake, I need more concrete evidence.
I understand. I hear you. And like I said, I think it's all a lot about the frequency that we're in when we're in this, in this denser environment of that 3D reality.
I see a lot of TikTok videos of the telekinesis, and I'm just like trying to like just poke holes right through them. I'm like, you obviously did this.
I've got a neat little tool called the Igili wheel, and it literally, you turn it on and it has light splashing and it'll make noises, but it's a little wheel that when you stand back, you can focus on it, telekinesis, and you can get it to spin one way or the other. And I've had a few clients come over where we've been done with a session, and then they have been able to spin that thing standing like 3 or 4 feet away. No fans, no wind, no nothing. And they'll get it to stop and go one direction and get it to go the other direction. So I've physically seen, I can get it to move a little bit. I'm not as advanced, but I tell you, I've had some people come in and they have just moved that thing around.
Everything, when it comes down to it, really is vibrating at a set frequency. So it can be possible to influence these frequency and move things. I need that concrete proof.
Yeah.
I need to see it. I need to be like actually there in the room watching.
And it's like anything. It's like a sport. If you're okay at it and you want to get better, you've got to practice it. So I think when it comes to our spiritual gifts, we all are, it's like, I feel like they're all built in. We just have to remember how to use them again. And once we have that remembrance, it will become more natural to us. At least that's my belief.
You said that absolutely perfectly. I love that.
Well, good, Jeff. This was so fun. I loved this. I love these topics, and I get really excited about it. And I feel like we had a lot of good information and downloads that came through.
I'm excited to do it again, because as I sit here, I'm just having thoughts and things that I should share, just one after another come that can be interesting topics and great to talk about.
Oh, good. Jot them down so we can definitely bounce on another episode and discuss them. So thank you so much. And for all you listeners out there, we send you so much good, positive, uplifting energy.
Absolutely. May you all have productive days accompanied by some sweet dreams.
Thank you.
You deserve to navigate your life as an empath in alignment with health, happiness, and abundance. To learn more about the services that I provide, including Beyond Quantum Healing Hypnosis, EFT tapping, and the Emotion Code, visit my website at www.thesoulcafe.org.